GBTC is the origin of all of the bankruptcies in crypto. The FTX estate has 22 million shares of GBTC, which once converted to an ETF, they were able to redeem and sell. Now, everybody's excited on Twitter saying, this is going to put the truth, it actually is a risk to FTX creditors.
Apparently, Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are sort of fighting the lawsuit against them.
It's not looking good for them. I mean, if we take Madoff as a precedent.
Oh, so cute.
How's
your Wi-Fi, by the way? Is it good?
I think so. Why?
Okay, good.
I'm sorry I don't have an exciting background.
Oh, but are you drinking something alcoholic?
It's a green tea.
Louis, it's been a minute.
It has, Tiffany Fong. It has been a while, Crocodile.
Louis Dorny. Doing so well. Okay, so we're here for the FTX updates as always. This is going to be such a scatterbrained one.
No, it's going to be a scatterbrained one. I have a lot of mini updates all around FTX, and I have a personal update. We can talk about it maybe on another video of how I got scammed by OpenX. We can do a whole other video of how Louis got scammed.
We'd love to hear how you got scammed. That'll bring me immense pleasure.
It was quite fun. Anyway, on to FTX. Little like random tidbits. Tidbit number one, everybody was expecting the Bitcoin price to go up when the ETF was announced. And my personal conspiracy theory was that it was not going to go up because the FTX estate has 22 million shares of GBTC, which once converted to an ETF, they were able to redeem and sell.
Yes.
And that sell pressure created Bitcoin sell pressure because GBTC was not a redeemable trust. So once the Bitcoin were in there, they were locked in there forever. Now, I would like to give a little bit of detail on that to everybody because GBTC is the origin of all of the bankruptcies in crypto. I don't know if you knew this.
I feel like everyone ties them all to Terra Luna, but it's really GBTC.
It's really GBTC. It is the first real domino to fall that had like big significance. Can you hear my dog barking in the back? Or
I can, but it adds some character.
I haven't taken him out very much today, so he's a little bit
bad dog dad.
Yeah. Anyway, so for those that didn't know, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was a product launch quite a while ago by Grayscale. Grayscale itself belonged to Digital Currency Group, DCG, right?
Uh-huh.
And the DCG also owned Genesis Lending. Okay. And so what Genesis was doing was lending people money to do this trade. And the trade was that GBTC was selling at a premium on the OTC markets against the underlying Bitcoin. And what you could do is that you could bring Bitcoin to Grayscale and they would give you back units of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. They take a 2% management fee per year, right? So they're making a ton of money. And what you would do is that you would hope that the premium that existed that was as high as 45% at times would persist. And you'd have to wait initially 12 months and then they reduced it to 6. So you would have to wait for that period and you could pocket the difference. So if you brought, $1 million of Bitcoin into it, you could make 45%. And what people did is that they went to Genesis, borrowed Bitcoin and got levered to the tits. What was the original source of the Bitcoin was Celsius, was Voyager, was BlockFi, all these places, and all these hedge funds, including Alameda Research, Three Arrows Capital, they were all doing this trade, hoping to pocket that difference between the Bitcoin price and the Grayscale price. Now, Grayscale was marketing this trust. Grayscale was doing ads. They were doing ads during the 2020 election, right? So it was like all over the place on CNN, etc. And eventually, the surplus became a discount, and so people started losing money. Now, if you're levered 10-1, a 10% loss is basically all your money, at times you were losing like 5 or 6 times what your capital was.
Oh my God.
And that's why all these lending platforms started to like creak and crack. And then Terra Luna happened and it was a game over, right?
Ooh, revelations, Louis.
And
Good
so
work.
it feels a bit like, I know because I tried to do this trade myself. In traditional finance, this type of trade is called a widowmaker because everybody gets killed. You know, if anybody's interested in learning more about the widowmaker of crypto, the GBTC ARB trade, it was called, feel free to DM me on Twitter and stuff. I can tell you a lot about it. But
Louis Orini on Twitter. I'll add it on the screen as usual.
thank you. Anyway, so FTX sold their 22 million shares, which kind of marks an end to that cycle, in my opinion, and is what caused Bitcoin to go down, I think.
Oh, so is it now up only in your eyes?
I don't know shit about, I can't make any predictions about the future because whenever, I'm like Jim Cramer. Whenever I make a prediction, the opposite happens.
So am I. If I buy something, it'll go down. No, I feel that. I feel that.
I wanted to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Claims Market. It looks like FTX may have a very long road ahead, and not all FTX customers want to sit through a potentially multi-year bankruptcy. Well, Claims Market offers FTX customers an option to get access to immediate liquidity. Claims Market is basically a marketplace where you can list your bankruptcy claims for sale, and almost 50 onboarded buyers will compete and bid for your claim to make sure that sellers get the best price. FTX claims prices continue to increase, and the generic pricing for large claims above $1 million is currently between 72 to 77% of the claim value. Just to let you know, not all claims sell within the 70% range. There are other factors involved, but overall, this is the highest that claims have ever been sold on Claims Market. Claims can be sold quickly, sometimes even the same day that they're listed, and you can view this on a transparent transaction history at claims-market.com. In fact, Claims Market is the only broker to have publicly visible and transparent documentation. The majority of trades are confirmed within 2 to 3 days of listing. Once a trade is confirmed, buyers are contractually obligated to send payment to the seller within 2 business days. This offers FTX creditors a path to fast liquidity. There are 0 fees to the seller for listing or directly selling their claim, only for smaller claims that Cherokee buys. Cherokee is credible. They've actually transacted the most crypto claims in all bankruptcy cases, including FTX. In fact, over $200 million of crypto claims have been traded on Claims Market in the past year. They also have almost 150 5-star Google reviews. If you want to sell your bankruptcy claim for immediate liquidity so that you could maybe reinvest it back into the market or just do whatever you want, Claims Market is an excellent choice, and you can find them on Twitter at claims_market, on YouTube at Claims Market, on LinkedIn under Cherokee Acquisitions. And to be clear, I am not telling you to sell your claim. I would never tell you what to do with your money, but if you're in need of immediate liquidity and just don't want to sit through a potentially very long bankruptcy, then Claims Market is an excellent option. So thank you to Claims Market, and back to the video.
Okay, so we've got that. What else is going on at FTX? I saw that they hired an independent fee examiner. And also later, one thing I'd like you to talk about later is the possibility of customers being made over 100% whole.
So first, they've got a fee examiner and an examiner. Now, everybody's excited on Twitter saying, this is going to put the truth, you know. It actually is a risk to FTX creditors that it might delay plan confirmation. And like, okay, how much do we believe that we're going to get new information that's going to shed amazing light on the case after there's been a criminal trial?
Yeah.
In which Sam has been found guilty.
Yeah, can you guys not just use what was brought out in the criminal trial?
Of course. But, you know.
There was literally an expert one day who tracked all of the movement of funds and where they went, etc. So, I mean, it seems sort of like duplicative to get an examiner.
It feels duplicative. It is my opinion that it's duplicative, but like, hey, in relative cost terms, like if it costs a few $1 million and we learn something new that's really interesting, great. As long as it doesn't delay plan confirmation, I am all good. Otto!
He's talking to his dog, okay?
Sorry, he's trying to go down the stairs, and I really don't want the dog to kill himself.
Oh, that would.
It's a very steep.
This video is not worth your dog dying.
So
examiner and a fee.
Yeah, the fee examiner is somewhat real. Like, yes, it will reduce the amount of fees that these lawyers can take. I still believe that the lawyers are going to get $1 billion of fees.
That seems reasonable. I mean, it seems like that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I think that's a reasonable estimate. Yeah.
I think people need to come to terms that like Chapter 11 in Delaware is an industry, and that industry is geared around fees, and everybody's going to take their pound of flesh, and creditors are just the victims. There's not much they can do. I think as creditors of FTX, as I'm a creditor, we need to unite around central ideas. I think it's really heartening to see people write in to the judge. It's on the docket, trying to oppose the motion to price claims as of the petition date. I think those motions are going to be fruitless, but it shows that creditors care and that creditors are informed enough to do things. I do believe that just like in Celsius, FTX customers were defrauded, and there is an argument to suggest that we should get a fraud claim against FTX, just like Celsius creditors got a fraud claim against Celsius. So your claim was boosted by 5%. Are you aware of that, Tiff?
I was not aware of that, actually.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
the
the
next,
litigation was like ongoing and that we receive later payouts. I guess I'm referring to like the
Potentially.
insiders though. Yeah.
yes, potentially, but like your maximum payout has gone up from 100% to 105%,
Mm.
which
Mm.
at the time sounded kind of stupid, but
Right.
now with crypto rallying, it's
Yeah.
different. And in the case of FTX, I don't
Yeah.
think it's particularly likely that like the case will be majorly up, but like who knows, if Solana doubles again, anything is possible. Everybody can meet Otto. He is a nice
Hi,
guy, but
Otto.
it's just a lot of,
Oh, hi, Otto. Don't kill yourself today. Not
no,
today.
don't darling. Anyway, I am hopeful that FTX creditors are going to unite around central plans and ideas. Maybe mine aren't the ones, but someone is going to come up with something here and must, so that we don't get rugged a second and third time. I mean, it's pretty unfair. Now, the other
But
thing,
when
and
you're
I
talking about getting rugged, like, are you talking about the whole rug pull idea that if customers are technically made whole, then
yes.
yeah.
So if you're technically made whole, where does the extra money go? In the case of Celsius, it was going to go to the US government in terms of fines, etc. That's why you got that 5% boost. In the case of FTX, it might go to the US government. Still unsure. The IRS hasn't decided how much it's going to take. And any three-letter agency in the United States could decide at any point to fine FTX. Hey, you owe us this pound of flesh. And that could also take recovery away from creditors. And I think that's really unfair. So, let's see what happens. But that rug pull scenario really scares me. And
Do you want to quickly explain what you mean by the rug pull scenario? I don't know if I
Yeah.
explained it.
so claims are priced as of petition date. Most claims in the FTX case are in dollars anyway. So it's about 65% of claims are in USD and USDC, USDT. If the recovery is above 100%, you can just get one payout, boom, and you're gone, which is great for creditors. You got 100% of your money back. I didn't think it would happen. I thought it was going to be a 20-cent recovery case. Much better than that, clearly. But then all of the upside that we were forced to take risk on, like all the VC bets, the Solana, etc., creditor money was used to buy those things. And who gets the upside? The US government or any three-letter agency, or even equity holders, etc. I would call that a rug pull.
Yeah, totally.
The
So then
upside
is it-
could go to FTX creditors and Alameda creditors. You're one of them.
Totally, I agree. So then is there a possibility that creditors could get some equity in the illiquid venture investments at this
It is
point?
possible. It is possible. What we need is for Solana to not go up too much is the real answer. They are selling immense amounts of crypto. They sold $800 million of crypto in December. There won't be that much crypto left in the next few months. So we're going to know a lot more. Stay tuned. They sold $1 billion of GBTC. It's a lot of money. That's like
Yeah.
9 cents of recovery. It keeps stacking. So it could be very positive, but it also could mean rug pull scenario. And there's a third rug pull for international creditors, which I've mentioned on your show before, which is the 30% tax withholding. Now, the estate hasn't said anything about it, but theoretically, if you are a non-US taxpayer in a bankruptcy in which you are getting a distribution of cash, USD cash, you are required to fill in a form called a W-8 Ben form. Now, the logical legal next step is for whoever's paying you to withhold 30% of that payment and send it to the IRS. And then the following year, you have to fill in a US tax return to get that 30% back. Crickets from the estate about this.
Fuck.
I'm pretty worried about it. I'm a US citizen, so I'm not going to face this, but a lot of people are going to have like a rude awakening around that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Okay, lots of potential rug pull scenarios. Thank you for enlightening us.
Information is power.
Information.
So I think everybody needs to understand the dollarized value of their claims. It isn't for sure yet. It'll be for sure as of next week, but I'm 90% sure that's going to happen. And so they can go on ftxcreditor.com, at least get your claim value. And if ever you want to sell, you can sell to a whole host of people. You can.
I'm sponsored by Claims Market. Another thing that I don't know if you saw this already, but apparently Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, I haven't actually read the documents yet, but I saw some headlines that apparently Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are sort of fighting the lawsuit against them. Is that something that you read or?
No, I've seen that. And of course, we expect them to fight, but it's not looking good for them. I mean, if we take Madoff as a precedent, the Madoff estate pushed people into insolvency and bankruptcy. So
I didn't look closely at Madoff. But yeah, some of the headlines that I'm seeing are that Sam Bankman-Fried's parents have asked the court to dismiss FTX's lawsuit seeking to recover funds. This has just been coming out in the last few days. So obviously I assumed that they were going to fight it, and I thought they already were, but
they are going to lose that one. I'm afraid. That's an avoidable insider transfer. They could be pushed into bankruptcy. If I were them, I would sell my home and buy a home in Florida, because in Florida, the state law is that no bankruptcy court, et cetera, can take your primary residence. But that's not the case in California.
Interesting. But are they able to do that right now? That would look so bad if they were to do that now after everything.
That would look terrible. And it would give more ammunition to FTX. Not legal advice.
We are not offering legal advice to Sam Bankman-Fried's family right now.
Definitely not. Shall we talk about how I got defrauded? Louis got scammed.
We can.
It'll be Louis got rugged.
So, okay, guys, Louis got rugged. I want to hear about it.
No, I think it's better. Louis got scammed.
Louis got scammed again. Louis got scammed part 2 because you already got rugged by FTX.